Hey guys, I am back. This is my review for Power Book 2, Season 3, Episode 10. It is the season finale. So let me just say this. I know I did like a pre review, so I give a little bit of a synopsis of what's going to go on. I'll go in a little bit more detail and give some more predictions about Season 4. Now, the episode is called Divided We Fall, and very aptly titled because Tariq is absolutely in a situation that he did not see coming. Now, not we, but Tariq always prided himself on being 2 or 3 steps ahead of everyone else. In this situation, he didn't see it coming. And it was no way that he could have seen it coming. Things was coming at him from all directions. And it's just no way that he could have seen everything coming. So we know in the last episode, Tariq had got knocked, he was getting ready to shoot Tommy. Okay. Uncle Tommy, him at a standoff. Then this agent came up behind Tommy because, Tommy's over at the Whitsec house, wherever, Tasha and Yaz are living, and Grandma Estelle. So as Tommy turns around to shoot the agent, Tariq is getting ready to shoot Tommy. And that's when Tasha knocks Tariq out. Okay. She knocks him out. And Tasha and Tommy, they have a conversation, and they come to this understanding of forgiveness. Tasha let Tommy know, how she has saved his life yet again. Keisha, who Tommy was, this is the revenge that Tommy was trying to do. Tommy wanted to get Tasha back for killing Keisha, but and Tasha was like, look, Keisha was going to rat out not only my son, but also you. Everybody, we all were going down. Everybody was going to be wearing jumpsuits. So now, from what I recall, I do know that Keisha wanted to take down. Do recall Keisha wanted to take down Tariq, but I don't recall Keisha wanted to take down Tommy. Now, I might have to go back and look at that episode in book 1 because I don't recall that happening. But nonetheless, this is what Tasha lets Tommy know. He's self-assured, because he ain't for no rat. If you know Tommy, he is not for someone that's gonna snitch. He don't go for that too well. And he even warned Keisha. He let her know, like, if you're gonna play with me and be on my team, be my lady, you're gonna have to keep your mouth closed. So just the mere fact of Keisha even thinking about talking to the feds and all the cops or whatever is a no-no as far as Tommy's concerned. He doesn't play those kind of games. So they squared away. Everything's fine. Tommy leaves because he hear other police cars come to the house. And we don't know where Tasha went, okay? We see Tariq wakes up in the hospital, and what's her name? Angie? Not Angie. Tamika. She's there, and she's saying, you were found on the ground and all of that. We can't find Tasha. Yaz and Estelle are doing okay. This and that and the third. So, Tariq is feeling okay that Tasha got away, but he's still trying to find Tasha. And he wants to get some understanding as to how world did Tommy find out about where Tasha was located. And he does. He eventually, Dirty Diana, she come through and let Tariq know, which was all a setup. We later on find out Diana is not as sweet and innocent as one might, as she's been portrayed. I know a lot of folks say she's real green to the game. She ain't that green. She's very manipulative. She is a snoop. And she can make some things happen, playing this whole innocent role. But I'll get back to that in a minute. So we get Tariq and Braydon get back together. They're at the hospital, and they're trying to figure out what their next step is going to be. And Tariq is like, look, Braydon, I'm gonna need for you to step up in the game here. And now Braydon is still struggling with the fact that he done killed Uncle Lucas. He's not comfortable completely with that. He's still trying to get that. I mean, Braydon has already crossed the line. He done stepped over to the dark side. It's just a matter of him just finally just coming to understanding. And towards the end, he does realize he is a different person. But at this point, it's still somewhat new. He's still trying to still trying to come to grips with what he has done. Because Braydon's whole thing was he did not want to lose his humanity. He did not want to become like Tariq. But it's too late. He had already stepped across the line. The moment he killed his uncle, he had already crossed that line. So Tariq gets the gun from Braydon because he's now going to go try to figure out where the heck is Tommy, because he's still trying to get rid of Tommy. He's still angry at Tommy. He wants to put Tommy down. So we see Tariq goes to Kate's house, right? Tariq is going in there, storming through the house. Kate is like, look, Tommy ain't here, blah, blah, blah. And Kate even told Tariq, I see you a changed person. I know you're not the same. Do you really want to? And she's almost trying to get Tariq to understand, is this really what you want to do? Well, Kate, it's beyond what he wants to do. He's in real deep, and you don't know the complexity of what he's dealing with. Kate also makes mention that the reason that Tommy knew where Tasha was located is because someone named Monique, aka Monet, showed up at the house with this letter for Tommy, and the letter had the location of where Tasha was located, right? So with that in mind, Tariq is under the impression that Monet is the one who did this. And we find out it wasn't really Monet. Because why would Monet even get involved with that? That doesn't make, why would Monet, when this scene came up, it just made no sense. And we didn't see Monet's face. We just saw the red hair. And it's like, why would Monet take the time to try to get Tommy to kill Tasha and Tariq? It just didn't make any sense. I'm like, at this point, Monet was still needing Tariq. So when I saw that, I immediately thought, there's some shenanigans going on here. And it got me to thinking about Diana and Drew. Now, these two can go as far as I'm concerned. Drew, the minute he gets in a relationship, he gets all too erratic and emotional, and he's just, I don't know, he's only driven by anger. Once he gets angry, that's when he becomes this cold-hearted killer, right? Come to find out, Drew and Diana concocted this whole situation where they are going to plot to kill Monet. Remember the last episode, they confronted Monet and everything about arranging to kill Lorenzo. Now they are at this point where they had decided to not let Kane know what's going on, but they have decided that they're going to off their mother because of the things that she has done to them. So it was Diana that went to Kate's house and gave the information about Tasha's whereabouts, the letter that was from Saxe, because he's still, Saxe is being petty from the grave. Because so this is what prompted Tommy and all of that, okay. So we keep that in mind, that this was the plan that Drew and Diana did. The whole thing was get Tariq to be upset and get Tariq to be upset with Monet so that Tariq can take out Monet. And then, of course, they'll tell Kane that it was Tariq that did it. And then Kane will take out Tariq, because it ain't like Kane is all in, he don't need much of an excuse to take Tariq out. He can't stand him in the first place. Ultimate jealousy at its best. So, all right. So we got that going on, right? Meanwhile, we have Effie. She's still in custody, right? They haven't charged her yet, but she's still in custody. And they don't put her down in the MCC. They done got her in a different room so that she could. They want to break Effie. This is what Jenny and Blanca want to do. They want to break Effie, right? They got in this room or this cell. One of the ladies comes in there, tries to shank her, and Effie can fight. Effie, kind of made things happen. So right after the fight, this is when Tariq comes comes over to talk to Effie. Now remember, Tariq, Braydon, and Kane had tried to come up with this plan. Came up with an elaborate plan to try to get Effie out. The first part of the plan is to make sure they scare Lauren using her parents. If Lauren wants to see her parents and they're not killed, they have to, they're trying to assure her If you don't testify or you change your testimony, then we won't mess with your parents, okay? So that's one part of it. And the other part, Tariq is like, I need to get from under, his whole thing is we got to get from under Norma because this ain't what is given. And so Tariq is like asking Effie about this photo. Effie is like, look, I'll, child, I'll see what I can do. She's still pissed off at Tariq, which I don't blame her. She's still not trusting Tariq. Tariq not really trusting her. They using each other at this point, right? So, because she's thinking that Tariq was the one that arranged that situation, that fight that happened in the jail, and it wasn't Tariq at all. It was Jenny and Blanca. So she's on again. Effie is about Effie. And Tariq is definitely about Tariq. The problem here is this. Effie is still in love with Tariq. Tariq not in love with Effie, okay? I think he was beginning to have more stronger feelings for her, but he definitely ain't in love with her. So the other part of that plan with, what's his name? Kane, trying to scare the parents and everything because they back in town. Thank you to Davis for putting the word or getting Tariq to understand that the parents are back in town. Now, Davis had already told Tariq. They met up, and he told Tariq, you got to get rid of Effie and Lauren. Tariq was like, look, I understand that you still grieving the death of your brother and how that all went down. But, dude, I'm not putting these ladies down. And Davis is like, look, you're going to have to do something. Because if Lauren is out there talking, we all gonna be wearing jumpsuits. Effie is a wild card. She gotta go. Then he also mentioned how the feds got him on tape passing a note to Diana. Because remember, those charges haven't been dropped against Diana just yet. And he got to figure out a way to get that worked out. And so Tariq tells Davis about the whole situation, what happened over at how Tate was involved in the whole situation over at Western Holdings, reporting to the SEC and all of that. So this gives Davis an idea how to get at Tate, because Tate is so unethical. We know Tate is always for give me the money, help my campaign. He's forever campaigning, right? So I like when they introduce Tate, because Tate is always on some mess. He is on some BS at all times. And he's in this relationship with Harper. Now, Professor Harper is a political science teacher. She was teaching at Howard. She was a guest professor at Stansfield. She's back with Tate, but her issue with Tate is his ethics. Now, I don't know what her problem is with Western Holdings. I mean, as far as what we can tell as the audience. Now, we know what the problem is, but she really has an issue with Western Holdings. I don't know what it is. He wins the election. He's now going to be Congressman Tate instead of Councilman Tate, right? And he's doing his acceptance speech and everything. Davis is at, the rally. Then Davis pulls Tate to the side and let him know, he need a favor. First he threatened him and saying, folks know, the Tejadas is on your behind, this and that, whatever. Tate was like, look, I'm not really worried about you trying to threaten me. I'm this and I'm that and I'm the third, whatever. Tate knows that he's in such a good position that if, to take him down would put a lot of heat on the Tejadas, Tariq, as well as Davis. So he's pretty comfortable in his own skin. But Davis was able to bribe Tate with a little extra money if he were to get the charges dropped against Diana Tejada and to get them to take the look off of him as far as that whole tape situation with him passing a note to Diana. And Harper overhears this conversation. So I don't think we're going to see Harper in season 4 because she walks away. Some lady, a reporter, wanted to interview her about their romance, and Harper was like, there ain't no romance. In fact, it's over. So I think that whole situation is gone. It's over. So we won't see, I don't think Professor Harper next season. I don't even think we're going to see Celine next season. I think he's gone. Professor Harper's gone. That's a dead issue. It's over. It's done with. So Monet and Norma, they meet up. Well, Monet calls a meeting with Norma and she lets her know, look, your product not moving, you need me. I've done this, that, and the third. I done got rid of the Castilles. I done got rid of the Russians. I done did this and I done did that. So I think you need me to move this product. I'm the answer to your problem. Obi's like, well, your kids don't even want to deal with you. So I don't think you are the answer to the problem. You're just more of a problem. Norma is like, let me have a woman-to-woman talk with you. And they talk about, she brings up Mecca. She brings up the engagement ring that Monet never even saw the engagement ring. Monet was like, look, you can have the ring. Hell, I wasn't even in love with Mecca. Yes, we did have a child together. My child is gone. Because Monet was like, I would keep my children away from this mess of the business that we're in. She said, well, look, I tried to keep Zeke away from it. I had an exit plan with Zeke. It didn't work out, and it is what it is. So it looked like Monet, well, not look like, Norma decides to go ahead and work with Monet because she likes, I think she respected the way Monet came to her. Okay. I think she respected the way Monet came to her as far as handling business. Now, she got a little upset with Obi because, during this conversation, Obi has to, it's mentioned that Effie done got, she in prison right now, or she in jail, so they got problems with that. Diane had got arrested and all of that. These are things that, the Ponzi scheme situation with Western Holdings, there are things that Obi neglected to mention to Miss Norma. She didn't like that. Obi days are numbered. So she cuts Obi's face really bad. Obi, I know there are people predicting that Obi is going to be around for season 4. I think he'll be around for part of episode 1, season 4. Because the whole setup that he did, warning Braydon to let them know what they were going to do with Tariq, because he owed Tariq one. Because, Tariq got him those green cards. Remember, he asked about the green cards because Norma was, not trying to do it. And Tariq went to Tate got the green cards. So Obi, this was him paying back Tariq a solid by warning Braydon about what the hell was going to go on. So I believe that Norma going to figure that out real fast, and she going to excommunicate, get rid of Mr. Obi. I like Obi and his arrogance, but it is what it is. Okay. So we got Braydon still trying to, he's at the family house, right? So Braydon is at the family house, and they're mourning. Well, not really. The father is mourning the death of his brother, and then in comes Monet and Kane. Right? They come in. Monet was like, "Look, I know my money is gone because of this Ponzi scheme. I didn't tell my son to put my money in this company to begin with. That's all right. I'm going to get my money back. I'm going to take some of these paintings. We're going to take some jewelry. We're going to get our $2 million back one way or the other." So they basically robbed them in front of them, robbed the Westons, right? That was kind of funny. And then Monet was like, why didn't you, outside, she's talking to Kane, and she was like, Kane, you didn't even tell me that Effie got arrested. What's that all about? And then she was like, you know what, doesn't even matter at this point because you caught up. I ain't gonna say exactly what she said, but you caught up with Effie. And we don't have time for this being caught up mess. It's just not working. Because Kane also lets Monet know, like, hey, Drew and Diana are not trying to work with you. They're not seeing, because Monet is now the new boss. They got deal with Monet, and Kane is like, I don't think that's going to work. And Monet was like, I will work on that part. Now, I don't know what she thought she was going to do because they already pissed. But okay. And she doesn't know the plan to take her out by Drew and Diana. Meanwhile, Kane made a visit over to Lauren's parents' house, right? He got them, put them on camera with them tied up and everything. So the threat worked against Lauren. Lauren is disappointed in Tariq. She's crying, carrying on, whatever. And she's confronting because it was Lauren, Braydon, and Kane out there. Kane told Lauren, he said, look, I don't follow whatever Tariq says because that's not my concern. But I will say this, you go back you get on that stand and recant all that information and your parents will be okay. Because if you don't worry about it. I will find your parents and I will get rid of them myself. So like I said, the threat worked. Lauren gets on the stand and she lets Jenny know, you forced me into this written confession. I've been having panic attacks. I wasn't in my right state of mind. I'm not here to play your game. She basically torpedoes the whole situation, right? The case is blown up into the air. So Jenny's angry about that, of course. I mean, she just literally went back on her word. Now, we see Lauren go back to her parents' house, and Tariq was trying to text her or give her a call. He was trying to contact her. I forget if he was calling her or he texted her. But whatever the case may be, instead of her destroying the phone, because I think this is going to come back, she just throws the phone in the garbage as it is. I said, oh, wow. Oh, wow. I bet Jenny finds that phone some kind of way next season. So I don't think we're done with Lauren. Then she leaves out with her parents. I don't know where they're going, but they out. Let's see. So Braydon initially tells Tariq that he can't help him with the whole Norma situation and all that. He just can't help. He can't help him. So you on your own. I'm like, okay. And I didn't really believe Braydon, but I think again Braydon was struggling with his humanity yet again. With Lauren, destroying the whole testimony and everything, Effie gets out, right? So Tariq is out there to pick Effie up at the prison. And Effie was like, okay, you came through, you were able to work some magic, you got me out of here, you helped me get me out of here, your plan worked, blah, blah, blah. She said, so I'm gonna give you my word on what I said I was gonna do. She said, I'd already, she told me, I found, Norma's daughter, this and that and the third. So Tariq is thinking everything's all good, because his whole thing is to use Norma's daughter, and he gets the information and where the girl is located and all of that in New York. This is what he's going to use against what he thought he was going to use against Norma. So then Effie asked Tariq about, okay, getting back into the business and this and that. And Tariq was like, look, I don't trust you. Now, this is where Tariq made his another error. He said he didn't trust her. He said, no, we can't work together, but I will give you, I can give you a ride back to the dorm. Effie matched his pay. Effie was like, you know what? That's fine. I'm on my own, and I'm just going to continue to be on my own. And she walked on. The reason I say that Effie matched his petty because later on, Diana, like I said, told Tariq about what Monet did. So Diana and Tariq come up with hatched this plan to get rid of Monet. So we see Tariq come to, by Monet's house. He's prepared. He got the gun. He's getting ready to, wipe Monet out, right? And then Monet and Diana are in the car. Okay, because they're supposed to be meeting up with Drew. They're going to try to work things out. That was the plan, right? Supposedly. But Monet and Diana get to talk, and Monet explains to Diana about why she treats her kids the way she treats them, how Lorenzo was already in the life and brought her into it, and she treated her kids like soldiers, but she's always loved her children. She had the first motherly moment, like really motherly moment with Diana. And Diana at that moment, felt bad and changed her mind, but it was too late because Diana telling Monet, well, let's go back in the house. I forgot something, blah, blah, blah. Too late. Car pulls up and starts shooting. It's not Tariq. So Kane comes out and he starts shooting at the car that was shooting at Diana and Monet. Car gets away. And when Kane gets to the car, Monet is slumped over because she done took all the bullets. So she covered up Diana, took all the bullets. She's in the hospital. I don't believe Monet's dead. The doctor comes out and let Kane, Drew, and Diana know that Monet's in critical condition. Okay. Then the lie, here comes the lie. Diana had to tell Kane, oh, I saw it was Tariq that did this. Kane going to go find Tariq because he about to kill Tariq. But then Diana tells Drew, she said, I don't think it was Tariq. I'm not sure who it was that did that. Someone else foiled the plan. Well, that someone else was Tasha. Tasha figures that she can take out Monet, which will give Tariq an out, whatever. But it really, the plan, when Tasha meets with Tariq, Tasha's like, look, you got your alibi now, right? And I went and did what I needed to do to help you out. And then she was like, you can go back to school. You ain't got to deal with Monet anymore. And this is when Tariq had to admit about the whole situation with the trust fund. And he got caught up in the Ponzi scheme, blah, blah, blah. So now Tasha was like, okay, the only other hand you got to play is to get next to Norma. And basically, to get from under Norma, you need to destroy her organization from the inside out. So you need to get next to Norma and convince her that you can be her right-hand person. Sounds like a great idea, but someone else was 3 steps ahead of Tariq, and that was Effie. Remember I said Effie was going to match Tariq's petty? Effie's petty too. She got angry. When it's all said and done, they at the warehouse, and Tariq is trying to convince Norma that he needs to work with her, blah, blah, blah. Well, all that got backfired because folks come out of the woodwork talking about some Tariq is wrong. Tariq tried to kill Monet. You got Kane sitting up there ready to kill Tariq. You got Diana saying, he tried to kill me too, lying. Drew up there saying, yeah, he tried to kill our mother. And then Effie, before Kane got ready to shoot Tariq tries to, mention, oh, Norma, I know where your daughter is. Her name is whatever the girl name is, and I got eyes on her. If anything happened to me, she's going down. And that's when Norma's like, you know what? You always have a plan. I like that. But I think this time you've flown a little too close to the sun. And that's when Effie comes out. And Effie was like, I warned her about what your plan was going to be. And I'm working with Norma now. So everything that Tariq thought he knew, he done got double crossed, divided we stand. As Kane getting ready to shoot Tariq, lights go down or go out, and here comes Braydon shooting. So they have a shootout. I think Braydon shot Kane in the hand or the arm. He did get shot, but not fatally. They have a shootout, and Tariq and Braydon, they run out, hop in the car, and they driving off. Don't know what's going to happen next. They don't start a war. So this was a good episode. Tariq got, the idea that Tasha had was good, but it wasn't, it was good until it wasn't good. So, hey, I don't know what's going to happen on season 4, but I'm looking forward to it. Talk to you guys later. Peace.